Lena had never been afraid of technology. After the accident, it was the innovations in prosthetics that allowed her to reclaim her life. But today, as she moved through her apartment, something felt wrong. A faint clicking echoed from her left leg with every step. It wasn't the usual hum of the artificial limb. It was a warning. First, she tried to ignore it. She adjusted her gait, hoping it would pass. But the clicking grew louder, a persistent reminder that something was terribly wrong. By the time she reached the kitchen, the leg had started to drag, and the clicking turned into a grinding noise. Panic set in. She sat down, trying to stay calm, but her mind raced. The prosthetics were supposed to last for years, designed to adapt to her body's movements. Yet here she was, facing a failure she couldn't fix on her own. She didn't just need a quick repair. She needed a solution that would keep her moving, keep her life intact. Her heart pounded as she dialed the number she'd hoped never to have to call. The human engineer. Jared had been her go-to technician from the start. He was one of the few human engineers left in the field, someone who cared about the intricate balance of technology and humanity. In a world increasingly dominated by AI-driven repairs and robotic engineers, Jared's hands-on approach was a rare, precious skill. "Lena? What's going on? I need you. My prosthetics are failing. It's worse than I thought. I can't walk properly," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Jared didn't hesitate. "I'll be there in 20 minutes. True to his word, Jared arrived within the half hour. He had his toolkit in hand, a quiet confidence in his step. Lena had always admired how he didn't rush, how he took his time with each project. It wasn't just about fixing things, it was about understanding the person behind the technology. As he examined her prosthetic leg, Lena watched closely. She trusted him more than anyone. Jared leaned in, his brow furrowed as he scrutinized the inner workings of the leg. "This isn't just a malfunction," he murmured, more to himself than to her. "It looks like a systems failure in the alignment." He paused, looking up at Lena. "I'm going to have to take it apart and reprogram it. This isn't a quick fix." Lena nodded, her heart still racing, but a sense of relief washing over her. Jared was here, and he was going to save her from this. The idea of being stuck without the ability to move, of returning to a life defined by immobility, was a terror she couldn't even process. She needed this repair, and she needed it now. As he worked, Lena stayed still, watching every move he made. Jared's hands were steady, careful, and his focus unwavering. He understood what these prosthetics meant, not just as pieces of machinery, but as the keys to her independence, her freedom. After hours of careful adjustments, reprogramming, and recalibrating, Jared finally stood up. He wiped his hands on a cloth, his eyes locking with hers. "It should be good now," he said, his voice reassuring. Lena stood slowly, testing the new settings. Her left leg moved smoothly, without the slightest hint of the grinding noise that had plagued her earlier. She took a step, then another before breaking into a light jog. Tears welled in her eyes, but they weren't of fear or frustration. They were tears of gratitude. Jared had done more than just fix her prosthetic. He'd given her back the one thing she feared losing, her ability to move. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Jared smiled, a quiet humility in his expression. "I just did my job, but you're the one who never gave up." Lena smiled back, knowing that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she would always have the strength to keep moving forward. And with people like Jared, human engineers who understood the deeper connection between technology and life, she'd never have to face the fear of being stuck again.